Toastmaster MonaLisa Stallworth.
Thank you very much for that. I am going to stick with the theme for today with my question, but I'm going to throw in a little twist depending on who I call upon. Ernest, would you like to be my first table topic choice?
Victim, I think, is the proper word, but yes, bring it. Let me see what I might do with this.
Consistency, intensity. When did that aha moment come to you that one was better than the other, and which one did you discover?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I think that's an ongoing situation. I remember once upon a time observing a father talking to his son in a teachable moment, and he told the son, he was trying to describe to him how to do something. And he said, "Son, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. That's how you gain perfection." I think we use both intensity and consistency. We have bursts of energy where we're just overly intense. I think maturity is when we start learning to control the superpower, if you will. So I don't know if I prefer one over the other. I do prefer to up when it's necessary. I think consistency is my skill. I'm working every day, so consistency is doing it every day. That comment earlier about small steps over time equals big improvement, right? Little steps, little consistencies every day. I think the key is don't quit. Don't quit. I think we have to live in the intensity from time to time to feel the magic. I think we have to slow down with the consistency to practice and hone our skill. And that's my take on the topic. So I hand it back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you. And starting up, or which should go first when you're starting up your startup?
Thank you for the question. As a startup, I would think that intensity would be the key point, because you have to be intense enough to attract other people to join, get on board with your idea. Other Toastmaster clubs, we had to come up with an idea, a structure, a goal, if you will, to help people improve themselves as entrepreneurs. That had to be approached intensely. As we grow as a club, then we need to have the consistency. We need to be able to deliver to people who want to be a part of an entrepreneurs club the results that they're looking for, the guidance they're looking for, the new tools to use, if you will, that they're looking for. That can be needs to be done consistently.
Consistency.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. So if I understand the question, how do I possibly help a client pull back or slow down when they are in this sense of drive and intensity? And I think when I think about that question, how I would support them is having them kind of go back and revisit their life story. I believe when we kind of go back and look at the evidence of someone's journey, that will give them insight as to what has worked and what hasn't worked. I believe there's power in retelling processing one story and then extracting from.
Charles, we've sort of talked around consistency and intensity. Are you willing to share a time where you had to make that switch, or a time where you realized that your intensity wasn't paying off the benefit and that you had to change strategies and just be consistent in what you're doing?
To answer that question, I would probably look back to the time in my life when I was actually in sales. And we had quotas, we had goals, there were contests, there were awards. And as you look at the progress you'd made any particular month towards a goal or towards a set amount of sales, there were times when you needed to, or I needed to, switch from being consistent to being intensive, just simply from the standpoint of trying to reach the next level, from the standpoint of getting the awards, making the money, having the satisfaction of having proven that I could get there. All too often when I was in sales, there was other people who were as good as me, but one of the things that made me stand out was the fact that I knew how to switch those gears when I needed to. If I looked and saw I wasn't at the point where I wanted to be production-wise, what did I personally need to do to step it up to that next level? That's where the intensity came in from a sales standpoint. Madam Table Topics.